Hello students, in our previous class, we saw how we can give arguments to the function. This is that program where AOR function is made, which is designed to accept two integer arguments. And what this function is doing, very small task. What? It's just multiplying the value of L and B. And yes, this is the area of a rectangle. So this value is going to the area AR variable, and this is getting printed out. That's it. Now this much is done in the function. Now how to invoke this function? So this is a main function where we have created two variables, and in the main function itself, we are inputting two numbers in those variables, and then we are passing this x and y to AOR. And this AOR doing what? AOR, look what happens, dear students. So now let me make this point very clear with RAM status also. Consider this as a RAM. This is the memory cells 1, 2, 3. This is RAM, cell number 1. So how this function or this program is working, let me explain, because in the previous video I was not able to explain it because of lack of time. So just one more thing is there. Different students have different abilities. Few students can learn it quite very easily. Few need some time to understand. So I focus to such students who need time, who need little more explanation. And that's why my videos are a little longer and I explain a single thing multiple times to make such students to learn the thing also. Others, smart students or the students having good IQ can understand this in just 5 minutes. So no matter, just the thing should be that the concept must be very clear in your minds. This is my motto. Fine. So as per your information, you know that execution always starts from the main function. This is the main function. So what is the first instruction in the main function? Int x and y. Okay. What will happen? In RAM, int x variable is created, although int takes 4 bytes, 1, 2, 3, 4. But for simplicity, let us assume that it's taking just one cell for simplicity. And another variable is int y. Two int variables are created. What are their values? If you're creating variable, then their default value is 0 in Java. You don't need to put that value. Just two variables are created. This memory cell 2 and 3 have got reserved. This 2 is the address of int x and 3 is the address of int y. This is not exactly what is happening in the RAM. This is the simulation. Means just to make you understand, almost this happens, just like this happens in the RAM. Which memory address it will acquire, it's not unknown. It's just known when the system starts working, the program is executed. So with the execution of this particular line, only this much has happened. When this line is executed, what has happened? A new object in is also created. Now, in object will also acquire some space. How much space it will acquire, it is known to the compiler only. So compiler will allocate a number of space this in is needing. So what is happening after this? This is system.out.println. So this particular message will be displayed over the output screen. So this will happen and we'll see everything happening. And then input statement, this function will be invoked with the help of inObject, and this is why inObject was created, so that we could call these functions, next int or next byte or whatever. So when this will be called, it will wait for your input. Let us once do what? Let us compile and run this program. And yes, one more thing, all such students who have problem in compiling a program, which means that their system is not properly configured with Java, and Java C and Java commands are not working. So I have uploaded a video how to configure Java. So please refer to that video, which tells you the importance of configuring and how to configure Java. You can watch that video. So let us go to the proper drive where it is. It is in E drive, Java wiki, Java C for argue dot Java. Mistake is of last class. Okay, look, what is the mistake? Early now I just corrected, but only one argument was given, but the function is designed to accept two arguments. That's what this error is. So let us resolve the error by just giving proper number of arguments, and let's come back here. Now once again try to compile it. That is the problem. Java for argue, run this program, and now let us see everything happening the way I was just telling you in front of you. We should also be able to see Excel. Let's put the value into this like this. Look what has happened. First, these line of code int x and y is executed. With this happened. Then in object is created. Object in is also created in RAM. Then this message has to be displayed. So this is displayed enter length and breadth. This is what message is. Now what? X equals in dot next int. It's waiting for your input. Whatever number I'll input, like 23, and press enter. When I pressed enter, what happened? This number 23 gets stored to X. This is what happens in the RAM, which we cannot see. Now, when it's now again executing this function, and this function is designed to work in this way, it will wait for your input. Enter any number like 41, and when you will press enter, what happens? Although it has executed because computer works at fast speed, but what happened? Let me explain it to you clearly. 41 went to Y. Then what happened? Then this function is invoked. This function is called. And when this function is called, and this function is designed to accept two arguments, so we have to provide two arguments. We cannot, it's not optional like if you can give or not give that. It's not like that. You will have to give. What kind of data we have to give? We have to give this kind of data, int type data, int. And yes, X and Y are int type data. So when we write something like this, we are passing the value. What is the value of X? 23. And what is the value of Y? 41. When this particular line reached or is executed, what happens? The flow of control goes to this function, AOR, because we are calling AOR. And what happens? int L and B are created. int L and int B. And the value is passed to them. The value, whatever the value of X is. What is the value of X? 23. A copy of this is made. Nothing is happening to X. Just a copy of X means whatever value of A is also now the value of L. The same way, whatever the value of Y is will become the value of B. So 41. Now, when this function is called, it has some value for L and some value for B. You can see the status of RAM very clearly. Then int AR is created. Yes. Let us delete the extra spaces for this space. What? int AR is also created now. And yes, these all variables are part of function AOR. These variables are part of main function. Yes, always remember. These variables are created in main function, but these variables are created when the AOR function was called. and created, and what the value of AR is going to be L and B. So whatever the value of L is, just simply refer to this L and B. 943 is the value of AR. So yes, the value of AR calculated 943, and now what has to be done? This has to be executed, which you can see here. (943) area of rectangle 943. Now after executing this line, what is happening? It encounters this curly brace, and this curly brace represents what? It represents end of this function. And it doesn't end simply like this. Look what things are happening inside. Now it has already outputted the whatever result. Now the function need to be ended. Then Java does what? Along with operating system, since the task of this function is over, because of this is encountering the ending brace, so this is over, so the memory is freed. These all things will be cleared. Memory freeze. The space is freed for other purpose. But why still they are there? Because main function is still in the way. It's still executing. So once this ends, the first thing is the memory get flushed out, it's get cleared, and then the return come back to the main function from where it went there. From here it has went there. Now after this curly brace, it came down and is now ready to execute the next statement. What is the next statement? This is the next statement. You can see the output now. Look at this. Enter length and breadth. So this line is executing. And after that, what is there? Again, the same thing is there. So, sir, can we use the same variable for inputting again and again? Yes, of course. You can. Variables are what? Are the memory spaces, are the racks in Almira. You can use it for keeping even anything all the time. They are there for you. So this time, what is happening? This time, in the same variable x, this variable x, this time I'm entering 550.47, suppose, and pressed enter. Then what will happen? Then look what is happening. This important thing. This 23 will be removed from there, and now 547 is there. Variable means what? Which varies, which changes. So now it has changed. So what things are now? What will happen if you need the previous value of x? No, you cannot get it back now. So if you want to keep it that also, then you would have made another variable x1, int x1 you could have made, so that this int x23 will be there. But there is no need to waste memory because of these things. So we can reuse the variable, because we have already got the result of 2 and this and this. So we already have it there in the output screen. You can get it printed and all. So now this executes. This is executing, and this time any other number, 689 or anything. You know what will happen now? When I'll press enter, but before pressing enter, let me show you what will happen. If I'll press enter, then what will happen? 689 will become the value of y. And then what will execute? Then again, AOR will be called. And this time, what will happen? Let us see. I pressed enter. What happened? See what happened. The value of x. What is the value of x? This time it is this and this. Now AOR is again called. Again called means, can we call it again and again? Of course, you can call it any number of times. This is not going to depreciate. This will work the same way it worked in the first time. We can reuse any function any number of times. So what will happen again? Again, the AOR function begins. And again, int L will be created. Not in the same place, not actually in the same memory space. It may be any random space. That's why it is a random access memory. Randomly, it takes any space. Int B is also created, and the value of x and y get copied, and 689 get copied. Now what? Int AR. Doesn't computer get bored out of doing the same thing again and again? No, computer is a machine. It doesn't get bored of doing anything. So you can use it 1,000, 100 lakhs of times. Same thing. It's again part of AOR function. And this time the value of L is getting multiplied with value of B. So this is the result of AR. And this has to be outputted with a proper nice message. See, area of rectangle again. This. And again it encountered the curly brace. You know what will happen? Yes, the AOR will be cleared, fully cleared. And the control will come back down to here. And here is what? Here is nothing after this. And the main function ends, and thus it ended. And this is how this program got executed. And yes, one more thing. When this encounters, then this is the end of which function? This is the end of main function. So what will happen? Everything in the main function will also get cleared. Now the RAM is empty. It can be reused by or used by any other app that needs RAM, or next time when you run another program, then the RAM will be used like this. So this memory management is done in Java automatically. Although in different programming languages like C or C++, memory management has to be done by the programmer itself. Few functions are there which are used for, like flush function is there, allocate keywords are there which are used for allocating and disallocating space. So we are not learning C or C++, we are learning Java. So let us leave these things to Java. That simplifies the task for us. So dear students, this is how we learned, how we can, how this arguments and all works. So in this way, let us make another function. We can have any number of functions. Let us make the same way. Let us make a function for getting the simple interest. Why I'm taking simple examples? Because I have to make you understand. So simple example may only help you to understand. And after learning simple things, you can, yes, of course, do the complicated things. So let us make another function, simple interest. And yes, what data we need in the simple interest? We need what? We need principal amount, we need interest, and we need time. So all these may or may not be in integers. So better to take a different data type. So we can take either float or double. So double take 8 bytes in RAM. So we can use double, but if you'll use float, then it will be memory efficient work. Why I have given int? For because simple interest you have to find. How can we make this function? Float P, that will stand for principal amount, and float rate of interest, and float what? Time. Or if you don't want time to be float, like 2.5 years, 2.6 years, you want 2 years, 3 years, 4 years integer, then you can give it int. Oh, can this be done? Yes, this can be done. It means what? We can give any number of arguments, and we can have any different arguments. It doesn't mean that in this function int I've used, then all the ints would be there. No. Float, int, double, boolean, byte, sort log, anything can be there. Let us use byte, because number of years we have to input, and of course not more than 100 years anybody is going to fix deposit there or get the interest. So byte can be used. Fine. Now what will happen to this data? Nothing. Make a float variable, not int. Look, interest, for interest I cannot write int because int is a keyword. So si, simple interest. Yes. What is the formula? Use the BODMAS rule. P's value will pass, like we have passed the value of LNB, not the same way. P into R into T by 100. This is the formula. As of course, we need the formula for anything that we wish to work. If you don't know the formula, find it from Google. It's quite easy. Now what? System.out.println. Rest is SI variable contains the interest, and we can make either another variable and we can get the final amount, or make another variable final amount, FA, final amount will be principal plus SI. This also we can do. Or we could have directly written in system.out.println P plus SI. You could also written. We have already seen these things in while learning output, how to output. So final amount is variable same FA. Anything else to be done? Yes, let us do something. Say thanks for using me. The function is will tell you that thanks for using me. The function will tell you. What smart program? This is how programs are made interactive. Now anything else to done? No, things are okay, fine. So how can we call this? Let these function be there, or let us make them comment. Multi-line comment can be used without actually erasing those codes. They are not the part of this. Now what? Let us input data, and before inputting, let us just simply find out simple interest of what? If I have deposited 5,000, and since the number is in float, let us first not give in that float way. And interest is 5.6% and year is 3. Just simply write this particular line. Look, I have already made these things comments because we don't want the area of rectangle right now. So this is much only. This one line of code is there in the main function, and after that, just add one line. Main function ends here. Now what? Compile it. Yes, this was expected, which let you learn something. Let us try to learn what it tells. Line number 10, error. Invalid method declaration. Return type required. Oh, yes, I have defined in the wrong way. Return type is needed. So return, what is return? We'll discuss in the next few classes. But right now, void need to be there. No return. Void was left. Void is needed. If you'll not put these things, and this will tell you this. Now save it. Now again compile it. Again error. What? Incompatible type. Possibly lossy conversion from double to float. Yes. Now this is what we have already seen while working with output and doing processing and all. So by default, if you are using any point number, then it is treated as double. So what we need to do, we need to put F here, F. And let us see again what happens. This let you learn, no? So don't worry if errors are coming. Let error come. Look, possibly loss of conversion, int to byte. Okay, this also we can resolve. Some methods have been simplified. Recompile with this. Okay. If I write like this, then it is treated as normally int, but this is byte. So a lot of things can be done. One thing can be this byte type conversion. This is called. Let us see what happens. Now the error is solved. So dear students, don't get confused. Just learn and handle and control everything. It was telling that 3 is integer, of course, because for 3, nothing is specified what kind of data it is. So by default, it understands integer. But how we have designed the function to save memory, to save RAM, to optimally utilize the memory, we have taken it byte. So, but it is not recognizing it as byte because about 3 it is not declared what kind of this. So we are explicitly casting it or converting it to byte data type, and now it has no problem with that. Now run this. Fun argue. Interest is 840. Final amount will be this. Thanks for using me. Means the interest function and main function ends here. How it worked? Let us have an explanation with RAM. So once we call this function, this 5000, this and this, what happened? This function is called. Go to this function, this int. How many variables? Float p is created, whose value is given 5000. Then float r is created, whose value is passed. Look, 5.6. And then byte is created, time, and its value is 3. Now what? This message, this is executed then, float si. Float si is created. Now what it is doing? It is following the formula p into r into 3 by 100. Look there, students. This is how you will slowly learn Excel also. These A2, A3, and A4 are the cell references, cell addresses, and A2 contains 5000. Multiplication operator is there. A3 contains the rate and this time, and this formula we have just implemented here. So 840 will become the value of SI, and that's what it is getting displayed here. Interest is the value of SI. Now float FA. What will happen again? Float FA will be also created, and this time what is there? The value of SI, and this plus value of P, principal. So this is this, and now final amount is FA. This final amount is FA, and then this line is executed just to show you that these, yes, they are running line by line. Thanks for using me. After this, what happened? This ends, and when it ends, everything, all these were part of this function. All these variables, they were taking this much space. Float was taking 4 bytes, so these 2 4, and these 2 4 4, 4 4 4 4 4 4, just 16 bytes, and 1 byte this. So many bytes were being taken by this function, and now after the end of this function, things will get erased. But what? We have already got the output. If you want to save this, then you can save it also. For that, you need to learn other things, how to save the things in files and databases. That's a different thing. So then it come back to the main function, and what's after this statement? All these were happening because of this particular calling of function. Now what happened? It ignored all the things, and then it counted this, and this main function ends here, and then finally main function also ended, and everything gets flushed out of the memory, and this is how the program worked. So this is how we make functions. Now we have passed directly the values. Now let us see how we can, so make variables, int x, not int, float p1 for principal, r1, and byte t1. Okay, this much all only needed. Just one more thing, scanner in. No need to always write in. You can write input also, or anything, sob, scanner object, anything you can get. Don't get stuck with in only. You can write anything. New scanner system.in, system.out.println, enter principal amount, and p1 equals in dot next time we used to write, but this time this is not in, this is sob dot next float, because that is float, p1 is float, no? That's why. Now we can copy this. Either you could have written in one go only, interlength, but that's how we can enter input principal right enter. But this time I'm showing you that I have to separately input. Enter rate enter rate, like the example you give 6.7, and don't use percent symbol. Most of people use percent symbol, huh? And then also this becomes tough. So give example, whatever your percent rate is, just enter the percent rate. Where it will go? It will go to the R1 variable. And now enter time. You can either input the integer or in byte or in float, but this time this is designed to input an integer. So you can write a message here and please enter the integers, don't enter in decimal and all. You can input, but let it be like this. And T1 is the variable, and the T1 is what kind of data? It is bytes, so we'll have to write byte here. And now what? We have all set of data here. Now we can simply erase all these things and we can put P1, comma, what? R1, any variable name you can give T1. Save it, come back here, compile it. Oh, semicolon is missing. You can write in same line also. Yes. After putting terminator, you can line same line. Even this line also you can add here. Here also it can be written, no problem. And then run it. Now see how it is working. Let us see from the beginning. Main function started. What happened in the main function? What is creating? P1, R1, and T1. And what values will be entered? Whatever, like 5,000 we are entering, or 50,000. And entered here 50,000. Enter rate like 9.12. It went there 9.12. And the same with time, like 3 years. Then everything passed to the same interest, P, R, and T, these things. The same way. And you know what? But the same thing is happening here. SI will be created, which will calculate the value and all in this. And now you can see the result. Interest is this, final amount is this. Thanks for using the function and end of main function. So thank you, dear students. This is how we have understood the use of arguments. We can pass directly the constant numbers, or we can input, or we can pass the variables also. Passing the variables. So see you in the next video. Thank you.